welcome back here to the EPL Finals live from Dallas. We do have the next best of three on the way. It is going to be Cloud9 up against Heroic, North America versus, well, Scandinavia, I guess you could say.
Of course you could say, obviously. Fully Danish roster apart from the stand-in from Freiburg. Kroman actually not from Denmark. Where is Kroman from?
He's Kroman is Norwegian.
Norwegian. That's the same place as Rain. Couldn't quite remember the name. Maybe the next in line with Jacob, Rain, maybe Kroman.
Modi is Swedish as well. We've got a full mix. We're going all the way, Snods here. But yeah, this is going to be a pretty good game, I think. Of course, a best of three series again, as we are going to be continuing on here. But I think this one could actually be quite a surprise. I feel like on paper you would look at this game and go, oh yeah, Cloud9 every day, whatever.
You think?
But, okay, no, I'm saying I think you could. But here's where I interject. Heroic have actually come into this event and looked very impressive, considering the fact that they are playing with stand-ins. They're playing with the fact that Freiburg just joined this team. Kroman standing in. S-Tag left, replaced Yugi in his downtime, now back in permanently, I guess. This team is in a whole mess of roster changes. And somehow they managed to not only destroy NRG yesterday, but also get a pretty close series up against Navi. Very close,
yeah. It's really interesting, actually. You bring up S-Tag, and obviously we saw the illness from Yugi. And he was out for, what, 5 weeks, and they brought back in S-Tag onto the roster for part-time, they said on Twitter. And in my head, I was thinking, okay, if I'm S-Tag, this is my one chance to try and prove that I'm worth it, internationally. Even if I get benched again from Yugi, obviously Yugi being the better player, but maybe there's opportunities elsewhere. An international team, an American team could pick him up if he showed great numbers and great form, which he definitely did.
Yeah, I was about to say with
in Pro League, yeah, he was looking great.
And not even that, the day he rejoined this team after Yugi stepped out was ECS, the qualifiers, ECS Challenger Cup. And I was casting that, and it was like 3 days, or 3 or 4 broadcast days, and he was the best performer for Heroic in every single map they played. He was just destroying, and it wasn't even close. He was the best player. But of course, now you've got Freiburg on here, years of experience. You've got Kroman, who, in my opinion, is one of the best Norwegian players. I think a lot of people would go with that as well. And yeah, Heroic are really exciting. But let's have a little bit of talk about this later. We're jumping straight in. Pistol round underway as Skadoodle is already showing off. Quick headshot to the connector as Heroic. They're looking to split this A bomb site. The bomb has been boosted up through window, and they're wrapping their way through jungle.
Risky to boost the bomb through window. Obviously, if it gets dropped there, very easy for the C9 players to basically swarm it, have full control of it, and quarantine it. But instead, still here, scot-free. We have Freiburg there towards connector. S-Tag on our screens here towards jungle, holding for the push coming in from CT, from Tarek, but instead, Cloud9 knows something's up. Cloud9 must understand there's something in the wind right now. Why haven't Heroic pounced on this site after finding 2 entries?
Well, they know they haven't cleared out the A site just yet, and the fact that Cloud9 is set up still with 2 players here means Heroic could be walking into a complete death trap. They want to try and clear it out before they commit. They're waiting for maybe an overextension from that of Cloud9, and there's a peek from FNS. Dink coming through for Modi. A bit more information to work with for Heroic. They've just got to clear out Rush from under this balcony because he's going to be the linchpin of this round. There it is. Modi finds him, just gets right in his face and gets the kill as well. USP in his hands, and FNS is dead in the spawn. Everyone getting wrecked here for Cloud9, and that is a pitch-perfect round for Heroic. First on the board.
First indeed. First 2 frags going back and forth. We saw the 3 versus 3. And then Heroic slowed the pace of the round down. They're expecting one of 2 things. Cloud9 to rotate players back towards the B site, as we saw. Tarek was outside window. Outside CT spawn towards window, sorry. Fell back in towards kitchen, then fell back all the way in towards the B site, which meant a weakened defense towards A. And then Heroic could also expect CT push, aggression towards connector, aggression towards the A site ramp or palace. That's ultimately what they were holding for. But instead, they walked up, found the frags, and it all went in their favor. And now the reward's going to be the 1-round advantage, and now the opportunity to play versus the Force Buy and the Eco as well from Cloud9. They're just going to be deducted down to pistols.
Very interesting as well. I feel like we could talk about this. Something we didn't get to see on screen before, but the veto system. Now, who do you think would pick this map? You would say Cloud9, right?
Oh, no, I'd say Heroic.
Well, okay, Heroic did pick it. I was going to say, I thought Cloud9 picked this map, but no, Heroic going for the Mirage pick against Cloud9. Wouldn't you say that's dangerous?
Well, obviously, if you remember in the past, Cash was the permaban from a team like Heroic. They banned Cash, they love to play Nuke. That was one of the great things about the map pool from Heroic was they had Nuke in the map pool so they could bring it out versus your G2s, your Astralises, your Mouse Sports, for example, that would actually play you on that map, and they were very strong on it. But yesterday versus Heroic, they actually had a win. Sorry, yesterday versus Navi, they won 16-11 on Cash. That's why actually coming to the veto, they had strong performance on it. But Mirage going to be the pick here. Instead. Mac 10s, yeah, from Heroic, but SMGs, Already finding frags here. 5 versus 4. Let's even get the tag onto automatic.
Yeah, B sites unfolding here. Cloud9 have a lot of defense, but they're kind of outside of the site. Rush caught in the market by S-Tag, and that's the bomb going down. Tarek's deep in the apartments as well. He's been cornered and tagged down to 2 points of health, already looking to save that CZ75 for the next round. Cloud9 not going to be picking up really anything in this one, in fact. The triple rifle buy from Heroic having some great effect. And maybe automatic grabs an exit here or there, or Tarek can potentially find something, but he's definitely far away from this one. Heroic seemingly finding their second round without too many casualties, if any at all, it seems, because no one's exiting towards a market, although automatic having a bit of a peer into the bomb site. He gets dinked as well. Heroic are not taking any prisoners here.
No prisoners indeed. All 5 players staying alive for Heroic. They're going to continue their weapons into the next round. Obviously, that means they save themselves from having to rebuy utility, rebuy armor, Kevlar, their weaponry as well. So they can really start to get their economy established, build up money where, in case they start losing buy rounds, they can afford to go for the rebuy and try and reset Cloud9's money. You know, almost a dream scenario is to be blessed with a curse of losing the first buy round versus Cloud9, go 3-1 down, use the money you have from winning the pistol, buy up again fully, win it, reset the money. And you're looking at a 5-1, 6-1 start. So sometimes there is silver linings, even in the darkest of times. But speaking of dark times, an awful buy coming out from Cloud9, and actually lack of buy, should I say. Just 2 sets of Kevlar, Deagle for automatic, CZ for Tarek that was saved from the last round. Apart from that, save across the board.
And look at Heroic. They're running 2 players into the B site to throw in a fake. They are going to commit towards A later, but now that they've realized this B site is completely empty, they may even opt to rotate. Cloud9 have done the same. The stack on the A site not working out, and in all of this confusion, Cloud9 have actually left the site that Heroic were committing to, the A site. Modi already in the CT spawn, catching automatic out of position, and this is it. Cloud9, they've mind-gamed themselves out of the round, and Heroic are going to have it. If they just stayed on A few more seconds, Heroic would have walked into that stack.
4 versus 3. Best option here for Cloud9 is to try and find weapons to either save into the next round so they can keep them, spend that extra cash onto utility, and also try and find extra kills to dent down the money for Heroic and try their best to diminish the money from Heroic as much as possible. You do not want to have, you know, MAC-10s, SMGs farming up cash in the first 2 rounds following the pistol. But it is going to go 3-0. 3 players still alive here, Heroic, unless they walk in through jungle or towards CT if we're Cloud9 are holding. But the bomb will expire. Heroic will play passive towards CT, so we see the 3-0 start and 3 players surviving. So the cash, I mean, you can see already on your screens, $7,000 for S-Attack, $6,600 for Modi as well. Their cash is booming, and maybe even if they get the bomb plant as well, they can buy for 2 more rounds if they start losing. But the same cannot be said for Cloud9. Big, big round to win here on Mirage. Try and get to that 3-1 start, avoid being reset in terms of economically, and get the ball rolling on Mirage, because versus Sharks yesterday, they looked unstoppable. 16-1. I think it was what? Yeah, 41.5. They won the pistol and it was over in the blink of an eye.
Yeah. We can't afford to have Cloud9 crumble here in this game. This is a totally winnable match for Cloud9 considering the current state of Heroic, but again, going back to it, Heroic have still impressed us so far this event in the maps that they have played. So you definitely can't sleep on this T side either. Modi just going to get wrecked on B. FNS putting up a kill. S-Tag looking to try and trade things out as he jumps on in, finds the headshot. No head armor on automatic means he goes down without too much of a fight. And FNS tries to bring the fight himself with a double. Burnt out on the car as the trade comes back in and kills up on shortly. Freiburg alone, and he is not going to be able to save this one. Tarek rotating back into B, cleans it up. And Cloud9, they take some casualty snods, but they get the first round.
Yeah, they do indeed. 2 players surviving as well. Great play from FNS to find the 3K towards that B site. Got the first frag with the clinical double headshot there at the start towards B apartments. Shifted his position as well. He crept in even closer. Changed his angle of approach, and that caught Heroic off guard. Found 2 extra frags, 3 kills as the site anchor. What more could you really ask for if you're Cloud9? Now a little bit of a run boost here from S-Attack. Didn't quite land at those who couldn't get in there before the AWP did peak. As Skadoodle seems to be peeking from Connector.
And talking about that AWP as well, Skadoodle actually saved the UMP in the 2 rounds ago and therefore just went for a UMP buy in the previous round, allowing him to have this AWP here. So that's nice to see. He was saving money for this in this exact buy. The issue is he's about to just get completely run over. S-Tag runs through the Connector and the flashbang is perfect. Skadoodle can't see a thing. As now Heroic have a pick, they look to just cement their way onto this A bomb site. Freiburg moving in quickly to trade in from Chrome, and he falls down the balcony as well, and that's it. Heroic have taken A. The only issue is they haven't cleared up the ramp. Tarek with 2. He just needs to stay alive. They have a man advantage, but he goes in for more. Chrome are going to be caught, and it's just Modi. In the blink of an eye, Tarek has saved this round for Cloud9, but it's not over just yet.
Modi, 1 versus 2. Minute left to work with, as well as the bomb is dropped towards the default position of this A-bomb site. As he now comes in through CT. Going to be having the first phase of aversion from Automatic. But actually Automatic falling back as well, so they're going to be anticipating a play towards jungle or CT. They've cleared out the angles, they've worked out where Modi can be. Process of elimination leads it all down to this.
Tarek's nowhere near here, so if Modi can force his kill quickly, it means Tarek won't be in a position to trade. He's got to hurry up. There's the spot. Automatic dead, but he expects a close player. He expects Tarek to still be down on the ramp. Molotov there. At least he's checking his backline. Will he expect the jungle, though? That's going to be a no. Tarek has the cross, and there it is. 4 kills from Tarek. He's going to save it for Cloud9. Their second round on the board, and again, with casualties, but they are getting the round snods. They are finding 2 in a row, avoiding the reset of Heroic, who in fact now are going to be the ones struggling to buy.
Yeah, such an awkward scenario there from Modi. Has to be paranoid about Tarek obviously rotating in through Connector, Jungle, Palace, if he's still ramp as well, where he found the initial hat-trick of frags. So, great positional awareness there from Tarek. Manages to seal the deal, wins the 1 versus 1, and grants the much-needed continuity for Cloud9. We said they cannot afford to be reset.
Already the early pick, though. Tarek's dead. Man's wormed his way towards the underpass, and Skadoodle will get that trade from Connector. So still, Cloud9 hold on to this round. FNS definitely has to be careful towards the underpass, as they do have players spotting it. Bit of Bogdan's law going on there. Modi sees it, and Nico going to be caught dropping his rifle. Modi's certainly not going to be happy about giving his gun away now, as he's not in a position to pick it up nor to get the trade. He will try and force the frag, but Cloud9, I like it. Just fall back. Just give up the map control. You don't need it. You have the man advantage. You've tagged down Modi. Yeah, okay, he may secure that rifle that was once dropped, but yeah, who cares? Heroic is still only on 3 players, and with no map control or really opportunity to find a pick here, Cloud9 are going to be confident and comfortable.
Comfortable indeed. 4 versus 3 man advantage. Modi as well, as you said, 3 HP, so basically a 4 versus a 2.5. 50 seconds left now. Bomb making its way up through short. You still have Modi in towards B apartments, so it seems like the game plan here from Heroic is going to be the B split towards the aforementioned B bomb site. But they have to make their way up short, and the issue is Skadoodle with the orb towards stairs. We saw some prolific frags here yesterday versus Sharks, as the run boost or the boost itself doesn't really work out in their favor, but somehow, Hugo, they've slipped up unaware.
Oh, Skadoodle spots it, and although he doesn't get the kill, the information is still valuable. Croman's got himself on B, though. The issue is the bomb was dropped behind him, and Skadoodle has it on lock? Apparently not. Shot missed, and Croman holds the angle. That's where Skadoodle peeks back in and finds it, and now it is just the lone Modi with 3 points of health, trying to find anything he can on the B site, but Automatic has his number. A bit of a mixed round there for Heroic. Not really a lot they can do in that position as well. If you lose 1 gunfight, you instantly are out of the round.
3 versus 3 then. $2,000 across the board aggregately here for Heroics, so in terms of a buy, it's not really going to be too affluent. Just going to be saving, playing this one conservative, pistols, maybe 1 or 2 flashbangs. They can go for some smokes towards the A side, but the main goal here is to try and get this bomb plant down. Deagle and smoke for Freiburg. Smoke comes out towards top mid. Going to be shrouding the vision against Skadoodle's AWP. Oh, oof. Nice little push there from FNS towards underpass. We'll get information here and the first frag, so paying back that investment into the SMG, as it is the 5 versus 4, so we should be seeing the 4 to 3 advantage now for Cloud9 into this matchup.
That would be expected, definitely given the lack of weaponry that Heroic have to contest here. Freiburg also going down, caught and short, and FNS has his teammates back, so the underpass is fairly covered, although Tarek going to walk into the dig of Nico. He's actually been one of the best performers so far this event in terms of statistics, so definitely keep your eyes on him as well. FNS doing more damage as well with this SMG, and Automatics even wrap the lower side just to have that safety, have that insurance that Cloud9 have this round at least on lockdown. And it is that 4th, as you said, Snods, on this CT side. Now the buyback in for Heroic, money to play with, but no AWP just yet.
Yeah, that might signal smokes towards A, B execution, a fast play up towards B short, for example, in towards the B site. And if they're avoiding the AWP here, Is it because they lack a primary AWPer currently?
I was going to say, like, who's AWPing on this team?
Yeah,
because I haven't seen their game.
I just had to think. Like,
I was imagining it'd be
Modi?
S-Tag. Well, Modi did second AWP for Heroic at one point. S-Tag was the AWPer for Tricked after Yugi got picked up. We're talking like a year ago, a year and a bit. When Yugi was picked up from Trick to Heroic, S-Tag took the AWP, and he played okay. He was alright. He had some good games, but he's not a primary AWPer by any means. So I imagine we're going to see either S-Tag or Body on that. But honestly, I actually don't know. They might not have too much AWPing prowess in this game, although Skadoodle certainly does, shutting one down on ramp. The double bait setup here with Rush as well, finding 2 for himself. Modi does creep out through the Palace, but he's just going to be alone. Can only get one more frag, and Rush will secure it with a 3K. Cloud9, again, on a bit of a hot streak now after losing the initial 3.
Yeah, 5 in a row so far. As soon as we enter the bye rounds, they've been the ones in full control. Even though there have been some close rounds here or there, they've now had rounds versus the Ecos, and it really reflects on their economy as well. $6,000 for Rush, $5,500 for Automatic, so they have some reserves here. And when you factor in the buy coming out from Heroic, you know, Kevlar, pistols, a quasi-buy of some utility, you know, fast smokes towards the A site's great and all, but Cloud9, if they get 3, 4 players staying alive, that cash is only going to build and swell their pockets even further.
Again, the close ramp setup, though, this can completely shut the entire strat down from Heroic. The smokes go over. The flash does land well, but Tarek gets 2 before it pops. Rush can also support him, but he's got to have his back covered. Freiburg rushing in from behind, dropping him. But he won't be able to secure the rifle off the body of his enemy, as Nico does instead. Heroic still have these smokes down, but they're going to be dissipating pretty shortly. Freiburg not even waiting for that. He's going to run on through. He gets himself a gun and a kill. FNS dead and a bomb down. How have Heroic got themselves into this spot?
Freiburg, are you kidding me? The 180 in human reaction flick does connect, but unfortunately so does Automatic's bullets. M4, it's what they have, but unfortunately, it's all going to go out the window. 6-3 now. We thought for a second there may have been something crazy. Cinderella's story does end prematurely, and it is going to be a 6-3 advantage now. And so far, what have we seen from Cloud9 setup, right? Towards this A site, it's been double ramp time and time again. We need to see an adjustment from Heroic when they do these A smokes towards this A site. Do something towards Palace, because if you keep funneling through ramp, you're going to keep walking into the setup from Cloud9. They have to have someone come from Palace to shoot these players in the side.
Well, they did that one round with Modi, and he just pushed after his entire team died.
Exactly,
and stuck at a 1v4.
There's still 2 players coming from ramp.
Yeah, you need quicker pushes. And even when they had the smokes down, they had everyone locked out of the site, but Heroic, I mean, they still did a fairly good job considering it's pistols, but they need to get a round on the board now, because Cloud9 are on this streak, 6 in a row for the CT side. Very confident Mirage team, although this being Heroic's pick. Cloud9 certainly not going to be too worried. Heroic are back on rifles here again, no AWP, but that's not down to money, that's down to choice. So maybe our assumption on the lack of AWP is true. However, they've still got to face up against Skadoodle, easier said than done in the connector. Cloud9 doubled up again here. Tarek going to be joining him as well, watching that underpass if need be. And Heroic just set out on a default right now. Players on all parts of the map, making sure that Cloud9 don't bring any kind of crazy aggression. And that is the case for now.
Rush. Going to be pushing in towards the default position of A site. So we should be seeing maybe Tarek come in towards jungle, stairs, and aid him in case the players do flood out through ramp. Also as well, he's playing the angle where he's only holding Palace, so if they do an execution towards A, he can find that first frag to Palace, get a flash from Tarek, and then peek ramp. But something we have to wait and see, as the real push comes in towards the B side now from Heroic, as Modi, Automatic at 1-for-1, but it's Skadoodle towards the A side to catch the lurk from Kroman and grant Cloud9 the advantage.
If Automatic wins this duel here as well, that could really spell problems for Heroic. He will go down, but Tarek trades instantly back. Bomb, luckily enough, picked up by Freiburg, and that plant can come in as Nico attempts to cover the spot. They're just going to push right through. Cloud9 with no fear coming into this bomb site, but Nico may instill some. There's one, and Freiburg wraps for a double. Heroic will find that round, finally getting on the board, and if you notice that, Snods, Freiburg saved the AWP.
He did indeed, so who's going to be warding him? Oh, you're right, it is S-Attack, it's not going to be Modi.
Thought so.
Question as well is, who's going to be the in-game leader for Heroic? Is it going to be Freiburg, obviously called on Optic, came into this roster now standing, so in terms of longevity, maybe it's not the best decision. What if this Heroic team goes on to do great things while, you know, Freiburg's standing in, and who knows? Maybe the Freiburg and Heroic could be a long-term thing. But yeah, Modi would be the obvious choice here in terms of being the in-game leader. Long-term choice, been in the team for a very, very long time, has that team chemistry and synergy. But questions that will be answered later on, I imagine. Oof. As this attack here towards B Apartments tries to go for the jump spot peak and get that player crossing. The only thing that got crossed was those HE grenades crossing past as they both landed at Attack's feet.
30 points of health. And with no contact made either, so not really any other information apart from the fact that there were 2B at one point in the round. Heroic are starving. Smoke going to be set up for the top and middle there to try and get Heroic out. They still haven't taken any mid control. In fact, Freiburg is ready and waiting to go for that push. But if we look at the setup of Cloud9, not only do they have Skadoodle in the window and Automatic on short, but there's also Tarek who's pushed up close. Skadoodle repositioning around the edge of the smoke so he can at least support his teammate, get a pick, take at least the attention of Heroic and then fall away, allowing Tarek to really put in the damage and do what he needs to. There's a spot from Skadoodle, gets the impact, Automatic peeks out as well through the edge of the smoke, and Tarek will find one as well. It's a triple combo from Cloud9, and that is a horrible way to lose the round for Heroic. Automatic even doubling back for another one on B apartments, and Croman wondering where it all went wrong.
1 versus 5 now. The best option really is to try and take some weapons out of the hands from Cloud9 and try and deny this cash and this economy from C9 to really start to bloom. But let's see. Playing passive may just be saving the AK. Actually, if he saves the AK, S-Attack can buy potentially. Nico as well could buy, so they could actually go for a decent force buy. But all just ifs and all just hypothetical. As in reality, he doesn't actually get the save. So debilitating round for Heroic to lose because it wears on them further. Yes, they're now 7-4 down, but this deficit's only going to grow when you look at the money now from Heroic. $2,000 onto a few players. You know, Nika can buy at that. Orb, Kevlar maybe, but instead goes for the AK. So we're not going to be seeing the AWP here today. Croman wasn't allowed to save his AK as well, so deducted down to a CZ smoke grenade. So they can go once again for the smokes towards the A site. But at least the silver lining here for Heroic is the fact that there isn't the close ramp play.
Yeah, that's one thing I was going to say. I like how Modi instantly gets in position towards close ramp. He doesn't like play passive and just wait with the team as they set up smokes, because that's been such a problem when they go for this A hit, right? Modi makes sure they have the information. So once they go for the smokes, they at least have the guarantee of knowing that Cloud9 don't have this annoying double setup that can be so hard to counter. Heroic now, with the smokes raining over, going to start to commit to this site, running in through the Molotovs and taking some significant damage. Croman's just sitting in it. He's going to go down as it spreads to the corner. S-Tag as well, trying to take a 1v1. That's another rifle out for Heroic. Only Nico left with the AK as Modi does retrieve one from the body of his teammate. Heroic are really running out of options. Spending time clearing on the balcony, a position that Cloud9 have utilized a lot this map, but alas, there is no one there. It's Tarek up on triple and Rush in CT. Cloud9 really have the manpower to deal with this push, considering they have the same amount of CTs on the site that Heroic have left in the server, and Tarek's going to find another one. That's the bomb in the open. Tarek with 2, and he is just having an absolute field day this map.
Running rampant, it seems. Usually in the crucial, impactful rounds, but you could argue this one is as well because of the later implications of this being the force buy from Heroic. If they lose this one, which it seems extremely likely they will, as we once again, like deja vu, see a 1 versus 5. Cloud9 get to 8. Heroic stay on 4. And look at the money now here for the T's. The international squad of Heroic are down to $2,000 across the board, so most likely we see an eco. The 9th should be here for Cloud9. The cash is looking great. Even if Heroic start winning rounds, C9 can instantly buy back. Basically the remainder of this whole matchup. This whole map at that. So we could be looking at 10-5 and 11-4. All depends on the final 2 gun rounds from Heroic. Can they make it 9-5? Can they try and get that 9-6 finish, win the second half pistol on their CT side, and try and get a strong defense? Because it can be very, very hard to plug and play your terrorist side. I mean, standing in Freiburg, you had the recent shuffle as your star players and your in-game leader then went to Optic over to North America. I believe they are playing from Denmark though, but still.
Yeah, I mean, technically, this is only a 2-man core of the team for Heroic. You can argue S-Tag
the bench, yeah.
Yeah, right, but he's been on and off, and I feel like it's hard to actually consistently argue that he is part of the system currently. I guess to an extent, in recent months, he's been playing, but with the amount that he's been on and off this roster, I would myself consider it really the 2-man core with Freiburg and Croman stepping in and S-Tag only recently rejoining. So, yeah, things can be very difficult, and you know, anything Heroic really coming into this event is going to be impressive in terms of wins. You know, I have low expectations, but kind of high hopes for this team. Same as Optic. You know, another situation with a new roster where it's like, you know, if they don't do anything, it doesn't really matter, but anything they get is great. However, on this pistol round, anything they get really is great because it's just Glocks. They do find a couple of kills, and that's an AWP gifted over. Can be really, really problematic. And Croman, he's going to be picking it up for 1 on Tarek. locking down this site now as Heroic had the man advantage. No nades, but it won't seem to matter. Croman follows up again, out-AWPing Skadoodle as Modi looks to lock down short from Rush, and there's no Rush today. Heroic have won a full Glock round. Not a dollar was spent.
Well, you definitely pointed out Croman to be the player to watch, and that's exactly why. Explosive firepower that can be ignited on one of these sites. Double entry, or should we say the entry itself, onto automatic as they swarm the site. Gets the AWP, finds 2 crucial frags, and one of those was just so goddamn sexy. The jumping across towards the left side door of Market. And there you have it, 8-5, and Heroic with a new lease of life. We were expecting C9 to hit 9. But instead, they stay at 8, so not quite the self-fulfilling prophecy of their name. They still have the advantage into this one. Buy coming up for both teams, as I said, C9 had the cash to fall back on. AWP for Skadoodle once again, going to be playing towards the bottom of mid here, so a wide face from Freiburg could actually be quite detrimental here to C9. As I don't think Tarek realizes Freiburg's out towards top mid.
Oh, this is so awkward. Luckily, he does check back and getting that frag, at least. The issue is he's the short player, so he's given up B in the meantime, and Heroic are just going to commit to the push. They found the opening kill, and Finesse is dead, and Tarek, yes, he has rotated, but he's stuck behind a smoke. Veiled Molly will not cut off anyone from short, but Tarek has already pushed past that, where that would have landed. There's now automatic coming from the long flank through the apartments, making sure no one's there for Heroic. Cloud9 set up for this retake, but they need quick kills in quick succession. Tarek spots the first on the site. Croman, dangerous repeat there. He's going to go for it again, going down. No surprise on that engagement, but Modi at least will pull things back. The automatic winning his late duel in the apartments leaves Nico alone, one of the X-stars of the team. He's found 2. Nico looking for the clutch, the 1v1. He knows exactly where automatic is. Going for the shot. Nico saves the day. There's no surprise. He's been the best performer on this team this event, and that is going to continue here on Mirage.
Calm and collected in the clutch as he facilitates each and every headshot there in the 1 versus 3. Grants Heroic the 6th round, but so far it's been massive individual plays to push Heroic over the finish line in these rounds. A crazy 3K from Croman in the last, and the 1 versus 3 from Nico in the present. 8-6 C9 now. They're going to be the ones feeling the force of a weak economy. MP9 for automatic, sees it across the board as automatic will be stunted in the jump, but does block the smoke towards window, so maybe they can capitalize with that one later on. The smoke does miss, and that's going to leave quite paranoia for whichever player just threw the window smoke.
Yeah, now you question, did he block it or did he go underpass?
Or did you miss it?
Yeah, it's a lot of questions for Heroic, and they don't have the answers to it. Freiburg playing very careful, as you would hope, given the context. Look how Heroic have found their way in apartments. Modi is almost into this B site here. Tarek, got to be very, very careful. The timing could get the better of him, but luckily, running and gunning with the CZ75 will be all he needs. The gun, irretrievable as S-Tag begins to push through. He needs to check this corner. He does. His teammate almost going down in the process, but look at the man on bench. Automatic has crept his way behind enemy lines, but Nico is going to dispatch of him nice and quickly. Heroic have the B site, and although HB has been lost, they have got the bomb about to go down.
4 versus 3. No defuses here for Cloud9 into the retake. No strong weaponry, just pistols, and even now a greater loss as it goes to a 2 versus 1. All down to Finesse. Not really too much time on the clock, but then again, these players are peaking 1 by 1 from Heroic.
This is getting dangerously close. There's no reason S-Tag should be taking this fight here. You can see he's not trying to commit. He's baiting the angles to force out a shot, trying to work out exactly where Finesse is playing from, but the footsteps will give it away. This shot missed from S-Tag. He needs to win it, and he does. Thank God. That got a bit too close for comfort, but luckily enough, the money won't be impacted. It was the last round of the half. 7 for Heroic on the T side. Not a bad half.
Yeah, crazy momentum shift there during the middle portion of that half. Cloud9, 8-4 up versus an eco, a full eco, remember, you even said it yourself, not a single dollar invested into by Heroic. Croman with a magical 3K towards that B site, one that you really can't replicate if you tried yourself. And with that, Heroic ride the momentum all the way to 7 rounds on their T half, and now this is looking great on the CT side. If they win the pistol, you know, I said before, they can try and make it, what, 9-9 or come back from 9-6, but they've even done one better.
Lots of utility in this T pistol, though, so I'm interested to see what the game plan is for Cloud9. Molotov on T side, where do you expect that to go? CT spawn?
What's this? FNS, where are they going? He's going to use it as a... Ooh, I'm not sure. Use it towards...
Maybe short on B? this is a... Yeah, I'm interested.
He could just go in... He could go rotate back in towards B apartments. If they plant default, he can obviously use it...
He's outside ramp.
It could just be for the bomb or towards jungle. Could be towards jungle to allow the players to go up through connector.
Yeah, I think they're splitting connector, but oh, that's big. FNS, that's all the utility really. Rush has already thrown his smoke, but FNS's smoke and Molotov have gone. They've lost it. So now Cloud9, do they commit to the original plan? It seems like yes. They boost their man up in the window. Molly's trying to get locked down from short, and Rush will find that kill. Bomb spotted, but it won't seem to matter because all the kills are coming through for Cloud9. Heroic, no men left up on this A bomb site, have got to begin this rotation. The lineup from Croman is good, and he gets another one. They try and chase this kill, try and isolate the 1v1, but Croman is not going down without a fight. Another engagement taken, and now it is the 1v1. Automatic up against Freiburg. With the bomb going down, Freiburg chooses where he wants to rotate from.
Has the Kevlar, the defuse kit, smoke grenade as well in his arsenal. As we see, clash of CSGO Titans, Freiburg versus Automatic. Bomb not yet planted, so has to try and weather the storm as to working out exactly where Automatic is going to be concluding the round. The timing could be such against his favor, but actually Automatic will send off a shot. A warning shot of that, gives away his position, telegraphs the A-bomb plant, and now we witness the 1 versus 1.
Does Freiburg know he's crossed? That's the question here. Did he see him? Because he might have just missed him crossing up through the connector. Freiburg has a bit of an inkling, so he will walk up, but this is a good position from Automatic, and he will find that shot. Freiburg not suspecting of the sandwich push, and Cloud9 are going to win that pistol round, so Heroic taking the first and Cloud9 taking the second. We've split them back and forth. But now with these anti-ecos, if everything goes to plan, Cloud9 should be up to 11-7. However, we've seen Heroic win these before.
Very true. With less investment as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that last pistol. FNS, smoking top of jungle, has a Molotov he can deploy towards CT, under balcony, you know, towards connector stairs as well if they wanted to try burst through it. But going down early, going down prematurely meant they gave up so much room for Heroic. But C9 with the pure, you know, talent, firepower and raw skill just fought back, landed the headshots, got the kills, and now they find themselves with the pistols. So pistols actually going 1 for 1, which is great in terms of seeing the most competitive matchup that we want to see. You know, it takes away that question of what if, you know, Cloud9 didn't win both pistols or Heroic didn't win both pistols, so we see the most even playing field as possible.
It means you actually have to win rifle rounds to win the game. You know, it's the team that wins the most rifle rounds now wins this matchup. It's not, you know, oh, I got 6 rounds off the back of pistols and, you know, I got less buy rounds, but overall I won.
So, creeping out through ramp. Nico alone towards the A site as Heroic were doubling down on a stack towards the B site. Game of rock, paper, scissors, but it's Heroic winning it so far.
See if Nico can find anything here, anything to alleviate some of the pressure. It's actually Croman. Nico hasn't been spotted here, so he'll surprise him peeking out from the CT spawn. And oh no, don't tell me Heroic are going to do this again. FNS does fire off back, and some damage to Croman as well will keep Heroic in check. Hold them back for a few more seconds while they wait for this flank to come through, but FNS spots it. Freiburg's position now given away to that of Cloud9. They need to try and isolate this kill quickly before he comes into the back line, but that distraction allows S-Tag to move in with 1. Tarek caught in the open as well. Croman lands another Deeg shot, and they need to get on this bomb now because the time is ticking. Croman lands it, but is their time? I think just enough. Heroic have done it again.
Let's see, it's going to get close here.
They've got it.
1.5 seconds if that left on the bomb. You've got to be questioning the peek from Skadoodle. Tarek has the cross towards the site. Yes, the bomb is not planted for Tarek, that's fine. He can spot the cross and Skadoodle peeks on his contact, but wide face out from ramp, playing at those almost Tetris boxes, goes down. If he survives for 1 or 2 seconds, that could have been the round win for Cloud9. And now we see it. Heroic once again bringing back these rounds, which they definitely should be winning. And again, deja vu with a 3K from Croman. This time, it's on their CT side with the Deagle.
Yeah, really good rounds from Heroic so far, but Cloud9 still in the lead, so don't need to sweat too much just yet. They can give up a 9th here to the CT side before they have rifles back in their hands. Maybe they won't even give it up. Rush has just found a pick with a P250. S-Tag dead in the window. But again, irretrievable weapon from that position unless they go for some kind of boost. And I'm sure Heroic want to lock down. You can already see Nico's making sure the window is under their CT control, because that is such an important position to make sure you maintain if you are Heroic. If you give away window, it allows a split towards jungle, it allows a split towards a CT spawn that can result in either A or B through market. And yeah, gun thrown towards CT, picked back up by Nico, just a bit of a safety, bit of insurance, As Heroic now look for kills on other parts of the map. Automatic has been spotted. Skadoodle about to be timing, going to get the better though. This boost up won't be committed to as Croman gets tagged off and has to fall. Nico now needs to line up a few, and he does exactly that. 3 frags. Automatic tagged up as well from Modi in the CT spawn, and the player out of Palace gets silenced. Nico on for the ace, and there it is. All 5 kills there on the anti-eco. Cloud9, they had a window of opportunity with that first pick, but it will only take them so far.
Might not have been versus the Rifles, but an ace is an ace, and keeping 4 players alive as well for Heroic's going to be great for their money going forward. We can already start to see, 4,000 for Freiburg, 3,000 for both Modi and Croman, so they are building up a bit of a basis. However, this is the buy rounds now, the bread and butter of Counter-Strike as we enter really what we're here to see. 9-9, all squared up now going into the buy rounds as Cloud9, no AWP for Skadoodle. Gone for the force buy in the last one. All 5 players went for it, which meant Skadoodle can no longer afford the AWP. And it's 5 rifles and 5 AKs to deal the devilish blows. But so far, Skadoodle with the AK can actually get a second as well here if he peeks up towards short. Croman, elevated angle, sees the gun barrel from Skadoodle, but it's all too late for Heroic. They've lost 2 players too early.
Yeah, and Cloud9 just falling back. They don't want to take any more engagement. Skadoodle hides at the top boxes as well, so Heroic aren't even able to trade it. You can see Croman was hunting, but just not going to be able to drop Skadoodle here. So Cloud9 maintain this 2-man advantage. This is going to be awkward now. Heroic have to choose how they want to settle. The options here are, do you want to split and hope one player gets a big individual 2 or 3 kills, or do you group up, stack a site, and then, if Cloud9 walk into it, you try and win the round. If not, you save. That's always an option here with having 3 players alive. And having a slight bit of money to fall back on as well would mean that that's certainly a good idea if they want to buy up next round. And that will be the aim of the game here, Snods. All 3 players rotating to A, but it won't be a save call from Cloud9. From Heroic. It will be the fight. As Cloud9 begin to push their way up towards the A bomb site, they do have this lurking connector as well, that being Skadoodle. And all 3 players in the CT spawn here for Heroic. This is a very dangerous setup. First found from Freiburg, but I'm sure Cloud9 will still commit. 30 seconds left. They need to isolate him, and they do exactly that. Modi peeking out as well, but Automatic with a double entry. So good on this AK-47, leaving just Croman. He may be able to stop the bomb plant, but instantly Tarek jumps off it. Won't make a difference. There's only 15 seconds left. They need to either get him out or get that plant in right here, right now, and they go for the latter. FNS sticking to the plant, and Rush having his cross as well, held from the jungle. Croman in for the 1v2.
Surely not for a 3rd time into this matchup. Can Croman be the defining factor to get another round behind the books of Heroic and get to double digits at 10? As he's actually snuck out towards triple. I'm not sure if Cloud9 actually realizes this year. FNS towards Tetris. Will be on the peak once the bomb is tapped. The smoke is deployed. He's hoping that the peaks come through, and they do. Premature face from FNS, and now it's the 1 versus 1.
Oh, but he doesn't realize. He has no idea. Oh, Croman! Instant reaction as soon as Rush goes for the spray shot. He just bakes the defuse, and that will be the 1v3. The 4K winning the round, and Croman.
1v4, I think. It was something absolutely ludicrous anyway.
Oh my god. That didn't even seem realistic, but somehow Cloud9 just trying to take fights. I don't even blame Rush in that 1v1. He had to spray the smoke. He had to give away his position.
Yeah, I mean, of course Cloud9 have to go for a pause after that one. They've used their first pause so far, trying to recompose themselves, not allow the tension and stress to boil up too much after losing the 1 versus 4 versus Croman. This is the map pick from Heroic, remember. So map as well Cloud9 are prolific on. They had the very strong lead, 8-4 up. But ever since then, it's gone all in favor of the international squad with stand-ins and recent roster shuffles in Heroic.
I mean, this is a really good map so far. Cloud9 having no response to losing the previous round. They can't fully buy up. They're going to opt to go for pistols. A little bit of Kevlar here and there and some utility, so wanting to go for maybe a set piece and A execute. Very common here, you'll see that. Just smokes down on the A site, get that plant in potentially. Try and play the post plant, try and take guns away from Heroic. Again, that is the aim of the game. Remove money from the CT side. Can be simple. Cannot be.
Can be quite awkward. Wow. It is going to be the quasi buy now from Cloud9. 4 CZs. A Glock for Skadoodle obviously wanted to stay with enough cash to buy the AWP, plus have enough to buy into some Kevlar, or lack of with utility. But flashbangs are deployed. The rush now coming in towards this B bomb site. It's Croman, the man making all the noise, making even more frags happen.
Yeah, Freiburg here for support as well, trying to lock down B. There's 2. Make it a 3rd as well. Croman fires off again, and it's just the duo locking down this site. Cloud9 cannot find an opening. They cannot find an opportunity, and Heroic, seemingly on the edge of 11 rounds here unless we see a huge play. It won't happen. It's Nico to rotate into position. And Heroic have done it. 11 rounds with 5 players alive. That's perfect for the money of the CT side.
Yeah, we're starting to see some stars or talent really become developed out of the Norwegian scene. Obviously, Jacob, 38 frags in regulation earlier versus Greyhounds. Now Croman, 18 frags, and those aren't just 18 stat-padded frags, you know. These are massively impactful kills. Rain, obviously, right now on the HOTV best team in the world on FaZe, you know. What if Norway is the, you know, pieces of the puzzle? What if each of them are Infinity Stones?
Yeah,
the
right.
gauntlet?
Maybe not having like a Norwegian team, but
They all come together
but
and
throwing them into good European or non-European mixes could be the answer to some problems here. Modi answering the problems of Rush with a quick headshot coming out of the Palace. There's 2 more where that came from though. Cloud9 still looking to commit, and Skadoodle gives away his position, so some damage is received. And actually talking about damage, look at the health of Cloud9. No one's sitting healthy but FNS. And even Modi hungry for more. He wants to catch this rotate off Skadoodle, missing it by milliseconds. Will still maybe be able to get this kill, but Skadoodle just gets out of there.
The bomb is still in towards Palace. Now, Cloud9, they've got a minute left to work with, so they can go back in towards the B site, have FNS, Skadoodle, fake towards B with the smoke grenade and the grenades they have. You know, Skadoodle, if he scopes as well the AWP, it's very likely that they would be going towards that site. Tarek was holding for the mid push, but unfortunately wasn't holding for the A push. As Modi from behind catches Tarek off guard, but actually it's a full stack now from Heroic towards the B site. This could be very, very good here for Automatic with the bomb.
The information Modi game was all they really needed, and while Cloud9 are going to get the bomb down on the A site, Heroic don't really seem to care. They've got a 5-on-1. Surely an impossible round for Automatic. He has some slight utility, but with 3 players coming in through CT, this is not an easy gunfight to take, but Automatic almost converting the spray. But unfortunately, it will be Heroic taking that round for Cloud9. So 12 up on the CT side, continuing this dominance here on the second half. And Cloud9 got some money, but they need to find a round, Snots.
They do. The question is, though, what do you change? You have enough cash now to buy, you know, $4,000 across the board. They can go for the, you know, AK, Kevlar, Smoke, Flashbang. They'll lack an AWP onto Skadoodle as well, so they're going to be going for the tactical timeout. Weighing up the options. Do you go for the risk of investing into this round, low utility, but 5 AKs, no AWP for Skadoodle? Do you save this round, give up 13 to Heroic, give up another round of Eco where we're already seeing, you know, $6,000 from Modi, $6,000 for Nico, so that could get to $9,000, even $10,000 as well if they have a very efficient anti-Eco. And at that point, 4 rounds down, you will then have a strong buy, but is it really worth giving up so much ground to Heroic for that?
No, I think this is definitely one where you buy. Of course, you're going to want the out of the AWP on Skadoodle, but you know, it's not like he's been having such a lights-out performance this map that it's worth the whole team giving up a round just to get that AWP in play. Skadoodle could even half buy here, meaning he could fully buy the AWP on the next round, but instead they go for the full rifles with 1 Galil, 4 AKs. Cloud9, not been too heavy on this mid-control so far this half. We've just seen a couple of rounds here and there, but it's mainly been Heroic shutting it down, so maybe an option back towards there, but for Cloud9, they're looking for this A smoke execute. Tarek, of course, splitting the connector. He loves a late lurk. As Modi, again aggression, this time on ramp takes FNS. Trade is right back, but the bomb has been spotted. So Heroic with the info to at least rotate appropriately into this bomb site. Tarek has given up on the lurk. He's come back towards the ramp. And S-Tag on top of balcony with an AWP. Not really known for this weapon on this position, but he makes it work with 2. And Tarek coming in late. S-Tag attempts the flying shot, but it won't work out. However, the round certainly will. Heroic take it with 13-9.
C9 setting up for the smokes towards the A site, but you saw S-Attack pushing in with the spawn for Palace, gets in there, spots nothing. That's why we saw the extra player rotating in towards Con, towards jungle from Heroic. It was just Modi and S-Attack, but that's all it really needed. Modi with 1, S-Attack up close to the AWP to find 2, and those 3 frags were more than enough to deny the assault towards the A site from C9. And we were weighing up the odds. Do you go for a save? Do you go for the buy? Well, now they are forced to go for the quasi-buy and that save, so pistols here for C9. High chance we see 14 for Heroic, but then again, Heroic was so strong in these sorts of rounds with the pistols, where the odds were stacked against them. Not sure if C9 will be showing that same level of proficiency.
Well, Nico maybe met with a couple of players coming out for the underpass. He does find 2. Tarek back on with a trade, but S-Tag needs to try and lock down this position because the gun has now been grabbed by Tarek. He won't allow him to get away into connector, and Croman also has the top and middle locked down. Automatic again seems to always be the last man alive in these positions, stuck in a really awkward spot. Catches a Dig on A, but he's so low in the process that this is going to be near impossible. Bombs under the control of Heroic, and S-Tag's just going to take the fight. No fear there for Heroic. 14 rounds to 9, and at this kind of scoreline, you are going to be seeing confidence. You are going to be seeing some engagements taken from Heroic, and not necessarily playing the safest CS. But hell, it's working out, Snods.
It's working out indeed. You know, the passive, conservative plays have been working out so well for Heroic. You say that actually, but aggression from the last round from S-Tag and Modi both worked out so well for them. So it's not as if they're playing a passive setup where they show too much respect. They are still getting aggressive. They are still getting the face of C9. Showing them what's what. But 14-9 then. 5-run advantage to C9. Default back to the smokes towards A. And again, a pick's found far too early. C9 down in the deficit before the round and the smokes have even deployed.
Again, we're not really seeing anything here from C9. They're just kind of pushing it onto the A side with smokes and clearly not working out. Skadoodle does trade, so there we go. Maybe an opportunity here, but it seems like Cloud9 are running very basic strategy into this, or at least these last few T-side rounds. Reluctant to take mid, reluctant to take B, and while the bomb does go down on A, Heroic have the weaponry and utility for the retake. Plus the manpower. Modi making sure that Tarek is not flanking mid, but he's dead. So it won't be a problem for now as he begins to wrap the T-spawn. However, Heroic can't afford to wait this much time for Modi to get into position. They need to move. This bomb is already halfway ticked here. Molotov's going to start to go in, try to force out Cloud9 from their current positions, but Automatic is just going to stay safe in that corner. Skadoodle playing contact with the AWP. Automatic not going for the face because he's stuck in the flames, and there are the kills from Cloud9. When Heroic hit crunch time, when the time gets low, they just have to panic, and Cloud9 will be able to remain composed, hold on to the bomb site, and finally get another round.
Far better after plant there from C9. We saw as well earlier on, they would go for the smokes towards the A side, but they were losing too many players before the after plant even began. Nearly the same scenario, but as you said, Skadoodle with the refrag, mid of the 4 versus 4, and then we had great after plant positions from C9. Automatic survives the Molotov on the balcony. Chroma's molly just hits the bricks there, almost the Tetris piece there, which means the molly didn't spread fully, meant Automatic could stay alive, and caused such a big divergence.
S-Tag, though, looking to style in this round. Not known for his AWPing prowess, but maybe that will change. He's already opened up, dropping that of Tarek towards the top of middle, and Skadoodle's worked his way down with his own AWP. However, not really focused on short, doesn't want to take that fight. S-Tag, very good position, though, to try and catch a player off guard here, especially with the AWP. You can just get a pick and drop off. FNS, great example, going to go down with the bomb dropped as well. More info for Heroic, but they don't seem too problematic with giving up mid-control now for Cloud9. They have a 5-on-3. As long as they have the exteriors of the map through ramp and palace lockdown, that should be fine, but out of nowhere, 2 picks right back in for Cloud9. A-site uncovered again, as Heroic are going to have a heavy stack up towards B, beginning to rotate into position.
You can see as well, Chroman anticipating C9 to push in towards CT. Chroman's not wrong. The flashbang comes in. Automatic, they're not going to overextend too far deep into CT. Going to fall back, rail it in, dial it back, and now they have the after plant. Skadoodle in towards Sandwich, can hold CT. Planted for jungle, connector, and all these positions and facets where C9 lurks. So a great after plant here looking very likely for the North American side to take.
Rush's position is going to be so important as well, because Skadoodle takes the bait, so Frybug now doesn't know where Rush is. He might just walk right past, giving Rush the opportunity to strike, and there it is. Smoke's down, but it won't seem to make a difference. Rush with 1, and he almost gets the double, but the trade is enough for Automatic. Cloud9 finding life in the previous couple of rounds here on this A bomb site, but for how much longer will this be working? That's my question.
We'll see. Obviously, a chance of overtime is definitely here, especially now as Cloud9 have money to work with. You know, before, if they had lost that round, if they went 15-10 down, they would have had no money to buy. Therefore, it would have been likely to see, like a 16-10, a 16-11 at best. But now, you know, there's cash in the bank. Heroic, if they get to 15, they have to fend off another buy round from C9 because they have the reserves to go for it, to afford the full buy if they lose it. So this means a much higher chance of overtime if it did come. Aggression in towards the A site again from Heroic as they have the... Actually, no, I thought they were going to push in towards Palace instead. Double play towards under balcony. The CZ from Moni is going to bait for the M4 for Nico on that A site. Freiberg in towards connector, holding for the window boost, holding for the connector push. Chroman away from the B site, now here towards A. as he holds off towards CT.
And you can see the realization of Heroic going, okay, Cloud9 have only had success on A, so let's just heavy stack it. Throw the AWP alone on B, give up middle as well, make sure we just have this A site under control, because their retaking hasn't been good, and Cloud9's afterplants have actually been really, really nice so far. We've seen some really good afterplant positions, and Cloud9 not getting too aggressive. You see a lot of players kind of push too deep into CT and give opportunities to players that rotate through market, but no, Cloud9 have got the afterplants fine. It's just now Heroic's job to not let that bomb go down in the first place. The issue is with 4-man stack up on A, they give up mid, and this allows Cloud9 to start to peer into the B bomb site.
Peeking in, trying to see if they can force the entry towards that B site, but it's all a ruse here, Hugo. They're actually going to be heading towards the A site, exactly where I thought Heroic had good positions, but eventually they do. Trades go back and forth. Those is down to Nico underneath the balcony. He has the backup of Croman as well towards CT. Trades continue.
Yeah, still a 2v2 here, but Estag has control of the bomb. The time is low, and Skadoodle won't expect it. He does check towards short, but Estag is too quick. Automatic now left in the clutch again here for Cloud9. This has happened numerous times as he grabs the bomb, tries to force the kill, but now he knows he needs to get this plant in. Estag will just not allow it. Not going to happen today. 2 kills from his own AWP, and Heroic, they finally hold on to the A bomb site, and that is where they find their map point for Mirage.
15-11. 4 match points now for Heroic to try and finish the job here in regulation. But then again, as we said before, cash is here for Cloud9. So they can get rifles on the board, or for Skadoodle. AK for automatic, Galil for FNS. They have 2 rifles to work with so far. 2 CZs and the AWP for Skadoodle, most importantly. Do they put all their stock into Skadoodle to get a pick towards mid, towards the A side from connector, or B towards B short? Do they instead fall back on the, versatility of the pistols with a rush or a B burst or an A palace burst or something? Instead, it feels like the first option as they wait to do a late mid take. CZs are positioned, let's take a look. Rush towards B apartments. Tarek towards top mid. So what's the CZ really able to do? Surely you should be going double underpass. You should boost a CZ or a Glil into window. Maybe that could be the way they try and find a weakness in Heroic CT side and uproots that defense. But so far, all from Mesatag pushed up, which means he can leave himself alone here towards the site. Maybe even get more than just some information.
Oh, Estag giving away his position. Got to be careful here. He can be mollied off the balcony. Luckily enough, it's only Tarek with that nator, and he's up in middle anyway. Exactly where Heroic are maybe considering contesting now as they move not only into the ladder room, but also a little bit more aggressively on short. Cloud9, run boost for the cross here on Tarek as he goes for that jump all the way to the boxes. He won't get a shot at. So Heroic not fully contesting this, but time is low here for Cloud9. They've really got to speed things up. The smoke in the window will relieve some pressure as it completely cuts Freiburg off from doing anything from this position, but he doesn't want to fall off and make the noise that he's up in window. Nico now going to be tasked with finding this connector lockdown, and he has done it before versus pistols, but will he be able to do it versus rifles? First kill already coming through. Nico doubling down, and out of nowhere the round's over. Flawless for Heroic. They win every single engagement. Croman with 2, Nico with a double, and that's a victory on Mirage, Snots.
Yeah, 16-11 there for Heroic. It looked quite dicey there. Strong for the North Americans. 8-4 up, but ever since their loss versus that Eco, crazy or monumental shift in terms of which team took the lead.
Yeah, it's great to see as well. Cloud9 leading the game. It seems like they kind of not have it in the bag, but seem confident, seem ready to go. And then Heroic second half, just completely different team, just completely wipe Cloud9 under the rug.
I need to see some of these highlights once again shown from Croman. I mean, in my eyes, 3 or 4 rounds that were just absolutely game-changing. What was it, 8-4 round where they had the full eco win off the back of Croman. Yeah. The 1 versus 4, which was absolutely fundamental for Heroic's win here. And more a barrel of impactful frags.
Yeah, just really nice to see. Automatic and Tarek having great games in and of themselves as well. As you can see, Tarek here with a big 3K on the A side. Lots of control on the CT side, but yeah, just generally on the T side, the whole of Cloud9 slowing down really and not being able to get opening kills or get themselves into good positions. The few times we see them take control of the sites and get those plants in, they like to hold on. They seem to do a good job at least of holding on to the after plants, but Heroic weren't giving them the control. They weren't giving them bomb plants, at least not regular enough for Cloud9 to have a good T side. Really nice stuff from Heroic on the first map, and now heading over to Overpass, Snods. Do you see this being a 2-0, or do you think Cloud9 can pull it back?
It's a tough one. It's a really tough one. Usually have quite a defined, stance on these matches.
I think it's just very hard considering we don't know this Heroic team in this roster, right?
Unknown quantity, but that can be for the pessimism of C9 if it actually goes back in their favor. Maybe underestimating the Heroic team, even with stand-ins. As they always fearful of a wounded soldier.
Are you going to answer the question?
I am just sitting on the edge, just giving you.
I think come back to you after the break.
Okay,
you can never think if you want.
I think Heroic win
2-0?
16-13 on Overpass.
Ooh, okay, that could be interesting. And Heroic again, like a team that has got some history playing Overpass. They played that map, so versus 4. Sorry, you are right. I was wrong. Yeah, just really nice individual plays from Heroic. A lot of standout players. Nico having impact, winning that clutch on the B site. Croman just round after round, finding clutches, finding sick entries as well. Everyone's stepping up there for Heroic. Yeah,
all look good. I mean, for C9, you know, you can't be too disheartened with a loss there. What's the map pick of your opposition? You can go back to the drawing board. You're now on Overpass, the map that you've picked. And now after the break, which will happen very, very shortly, before we head into Overpass, we'll see eventually how this best of 3 concludes.
Well, he almost spotted that climb up on top of the ticket booth. That could have been dangerous. Instead, now he's caught. Second player peeks in through the connector and a nice bait on the site from Order. But Nico, 2 shots and 2 kills. Oh, Nico! He finds all 3 on the A site.
We're going to go ahead and take down the Vice. And here comes a spray off a catwalk. Glaive picking up 1-2. Can he grab the 3rd and potentially win this round for Astralis? I don't know. He's going to have to run and stop the defuse. He does it! Ladies and gentlemen, Glaive has found success.
That's insane.
Make that one. Skadoodle, your turn. You're up. And he's already got the first. He goes. Oh, it's Nico in the smoke as well. He doesn't know it, but he goes back out. He's got this low. Oh, my God. How close is that? How fast is Skadoodle? And his turn to stand up. 3 in a row in a 1 versus 2. Posted with the up. Waiting. Hoping someone gets in vision. Starts off well. Fnatic with the first kill. And that's going to encourage the B take. They're certainly ready for it. Rain, good angle. Flush a good trade. Olaf, speed to get inside of the side. AWP, it actually hit. It connected on Guardian, got confused because Olaf came to the top of the ladder, and that's going to leave Olaf up close as well to the bomb, as Golden and Flusha have to be the 2 to pull this back, to force this the distance. Bomb already planted, thankfully, and Flusha with 1, but he's got a lot more to go. In fact, he needs another ace just to keep Fnatic alive. And FaZe, trials and turbulations in finals, and they certainly showed through again. They might finally redeem from last year and get their first IEM championship. It only takes 1 kill. Flusha, he's not going to allow that easily. Gets it down to just Guardian, 17 HP. And that gives Flusha the upper hand as well. Flash out. He's faced off of it, forced off the angle, and Flusha's got us going the distance as he hits the shot, and we tie things up. The man who I thought was going to go for the contact play is suddenly the last alive.
Well, this is a done round. Guardian now is the question as to whether he'll save the AWP. Good flashbang. Could get a couple more out of this one. And Fnatic are starting to crumble. What's going on? 1 player has found 3 kills. Guardian looking to ace this one out. This could be one of the best rounds of the entire tournament so far. 4 kills picked up. It's down to Crimped. This was a 5 versus 1 map. And he's got time as well.
We'll wait for this to go to time. Incendiary could be a factor because if he puts it in front of Guardian, how does he work back in? It's gone toward the dumpster. That means Guardian knows exactly where to look.
Oh!
And he's got all 5.
There he is. The world's best sniper comes to life in the 5 versus 1.